Hope everybody's doing well. We're contemplating the 4 immeasurable qualities as part of the Bodhisattva training included in the Change of Heart book. And we're in chapter 6 on loving kindness and rejoicing. If we are genuinely altruistic toward one another and constantly strive to meet each other's needs, the bonds between us cannot be broken. When we work for the happiness of others, they will come to value and respect us. Their appreciation will naturally translate into kindness and helpfulness toward others, as well as toward us. Even if we tried to push people away, they wouldn't leave because they would be so drawn to our loving kindness. On the other hand, selfish interest, self-centered hope, and a lack of regard for their needs will certainly alienate others. Splashing and lunging after a beach ball in the water will only produce ripples that will send it further and further out of reach. Similarly, grasping after what we hope will make us happy will simply drive it away. If we place responsibility for our happiness on others, then almost certainly they will disappoint us. Everything will seem to prove that they aren't succeeding at making us happy. We'll get caught up in wondering why they aren't bringing us joy, or whether someone else might do a better job. It will be impossible for them to meet our expectations, because what we want them to do is to relieve our suffering and fill a vacuum in our life. Loving others means day by day considering their welfare before our own and supporting their spiritual growth. This is how we approach relationships as spiritual practice. Whenever Rinpoche realized marriage ceremonies, he would always talk about the importance of this, that when we enter into a marriage relationship, that if we go into that relationship thinking, how is this person going to make me happy? We're setting ourselves up for failure. But if we go into the relationship thinking, how can I make this other person happy? We're setting ourselves up for success. If both people are working for the happiness of the other person, there's a very high likelihood that that relationship will be successful. A lot of times people argue about political systems, for example, that one political system is better than another political system. But take the example of a monastery or a nunnery where you have unselfish people living in that controlled environment. And the people in that controlled environment are truly preoccupied with the happiness of others, or they're working towards that goal of being concerned about the welfare of others in that environment. So in that environment, as an example, this monastic environment, where people are truly striving for the well-being of the others inside that environment, of course there's going to be conflicts and there's going to be power struggles, etc. But overall, the overall goal and the overriding energy is working for the welfare of others and trying to make others happy in that environment. Any system would work. So while people point fingers and argue about this system being better or that system being better, what we should really be looking at is human beings being better. Human beings being less selfish. Human beings be more worried about others than about their own selves. And that way, as a whole, whatever system we're encapsulated in will end up working.